Hey, it's Dave in the shop again, and I wanted to do a short video to follow up on the Bambu X1 Carbon printer. So I've had the ability to operate this printer for about 6 weeks now, I think, roughly. And I've learned a number of different things about it. One of the things that reason I wanted this printer was the ability to work with some of the high temperature materials. So I've been doing a lot of printing with nylon and nylon carbon fiber, and of course playing around with some PETG. And also recently I started doing some printing with ASA material, which requires a high extrusion temperature and a high bed temperature. In fact, 90 degrees Celsius for the bed temperature. And what I found was that the PEI sheet that came with it, which works beautifully on PLA, various versions of PLA and all, just does a great job. Just a good get a good adherence to it. And of course, after it cools down, you can bend it, being flexible steel, and the parts pop off, and it just works very, very nicely. However, the issue I ran into running with first with PETG, and then where PETG would stick to this too well and be hard to get the parts off. And then I ran into the problem with the nylon and the nylon carbon fiber. It wasn't sticking well at all to this, and so I'd have a lot of problems associated with that. And then when I started working with ASA, again, ASA would stick to this, and some of the extrusion lines that would when the printer is starting up and doing its tests and it's laying down some purge lines and so forth, those things were sticking, and it was just incredibly difficult to get those off of the plate, hot, cold, no matter. So what I ran across with a little bit of research was to use a different build plate. This one happens to be a brand called Wham Bam, and it is a smooth plate, and you use a glue with it. And so I also tried a number of things, in this Vision Minor nano polymer adhesive works really, really well. I just squirt a little bit on here, and then I use an acid brush, and this I can just use over and over and smooth it all out. It dries in under 2 minutes, and that surface has worked nicely. I get good adherence during the print, and then you let it cool all the way down. So you let it just set in the printer. Don't take it out and flex it or bend it. Let it cool all the way down, and then you can flex it, and parts pop right off. And so working with ASA filament, this has worked out beautifully. And of course with the nylons, it's worked out beautifully. So I typically will use my PEI for the lower temperature materials like PLA, and then for my high temperature, then I move over to this smooth Wham Bam with the glue, and I get fantastic results. Super happy with that. The other thing to talk about really is the AMS unit. So have played around with that a little bit, and one of the things, besides being able to print color items, and I don't do that much from color items. I generally most of the parts I'm making tend to be more of a structural kind of a part, and so I just print with a single color. But it's super nice to be able to keep the filament online, if you will. And right now I've got 2 flavors of PLA, a black and a white PLA. Then I've got ASA, and then I've got nylon carbon fiber. And I know they say not to use the carbon fiber, but I'm not printing with it that often, and I'm willing to replace the tubes, you know, at some point when things get worn down. I really like the convenience. And of course, with nylon, you know, especially, you got to keep it dry. And so, you know, keeping a roll on the back, ambient temperature, especially here in the southeast. I'm in Atlanta, and humidity is starting to roll in, and it'll be here all summer long. Lots of humidity. So the thing that I like about putting in this unit, it has a nice seal, then that can help keep it dry. It comes stock with a couple of places to put a couple of little packets in it. What I have done, I found this model online. I'll try to put a link in the video to where I got this. Anyhow, these little canisters happen to slide in and fit well into the machine in between the motor mechanisms in the AMS unit, and it has a little slide top, and you can buy bulk desiccant and fill these up, and that's what I've done. I've filled it up, and actually the center one, I replaced this one which was in there. I found another model that worked with a little hygrometer in there, so I can see what the relative humidity is. So you fill those up. I use a color changing desiccant, so when it gets saturated, it'll change from an orange color to a blue color, but then I can also monitor what's going on. And in the Bambu software, especially with the latest upgrade, there's also humidity sensor built into the AMS, and so you get a readout there, a status of when it's time to change out the desiccant. So that gives me the ability to just keep my filament online so it's ready when I want to use it. It's staying dry, it's printing beautifully. The other thing that I really like is the camera system that's in it. So I can put a print in there, and then I can go about whatever it is I'm doing around the house, in the shop, or even out and about, maybe going out to dinner with my wife. I can monitor it on the phone, see what's going on, stop it if I need to. I really like that capability in the software. I find it very handy. So I'll have it on my computer downstairs here in the shop. My office is on the 3rd floor, and so I'll have it up there so I can watch it, and then on the phone in between. So just a quick update, what's going on with me and the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon, and it is working out very, very nicely. This is Dave in the shop. I hope you enjoyed this update. Remember, like and subscribe. That really helps the channel and helps it get it out there so that more people get an opportunity to see it. Really appreciate it if you would just take just a moment and do that for me. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers.